Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is February 9th, and today we're going to take a look at this ridge of high pressure dominating the weather here in the Pacific Northwest for the next few days. And there's potential for an exciting system to come over the top of that on into Sunday night and Monday and bring some good mountain snows across western portions of the USA, some unstable air for western British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, possible with some Puget Sound convergence zone activity going on Monday afternoon. We'll also take a look at this heat advisory for Southern California. Some good Santa Ana winds are in effect down there and wind advisories as well. If you take a look here at the visible satellite imagery here, you can see the atmospheric river pointed at southeast Alaska here too, and this system is affecting the south coast of Alaska. That's that ridge keeping this area of this atmospheric river, this area of precipitation, well north of our area. If you look closely here in the stratus layer, you can see these ships tracks, and this is brought on by condensation nuclei from the particulates and pollution these ships emit as they move across the Pacific. It shows up in the stratus layer there quite nicely. So jumping on in here, you can see the rest of the country is pretty quiet right now. You got some high wind warnings and watches going on for portions of Montana, Wyoming, winter weather advisory for portions of South Dakota there. It looks like the Black Hills. And you've got some beach hazard statements there for Oregon. You could probably extend that to Washington if you wanted to too. Watch out for those sneaker waves. Don't turn your back on the ocean. Those waves have big logs in them, and that water is very cold and can really put you in a bad spot really quickly. So there's the heat advisories and the wind advisories for Southern California. Zooming in here, you can see they're expecting temperatures 85 to 90. These are potential record highs. This weather does happen down there with the Santa Ana winds during the winter months, but this is a pretty warm event as we're probably going to set some record highs in the areas down there. As we go ahead and jump on into Los Angeles, this is the ensemble members here. You can see for the next 5 days, generally good model agreement above 80 degrees each day, and they're probably going to see upper 80s some of these days too. In some locations, they're probably going to break some record highs all the way up towards the lower 90s. This is for Brookings, Oregon here too. Look at this, some pretty good temperatures going through Saturday as we get up towards 70 degrees, possibly the low 70s for any one of these days is on the table. And taking a look here at what's going on, this is the NAM 3KM winds. So you can see we've got some offshore flow, and Brookings, Oregon is down here in southern Oregon. And you can see as this wind comes over the terrain, it compresses and heats as it moves down slope. And that's what gives Brookings, Oregon some of their nice temperatures, their nice warm temperatures during the winter. And you can see as we go into the future here, the Santa Ana winds are coming across Nevada all the way through the deserts, California, over the terrain. As it goes down through the terrain, it compresses, heats, and the moisture content gets pretty low, and it makes it easy to heat that air up quite nicely. That's why they're going to get those record high temperatures on into later this week as these offshore winds continue on through into the early part of the weekend. And taking a look at some of these temperatures here, here's the GFS, and you can see the warm up that occurs during the daytime all the way up through Oregon here too. So you got some of these temperatures in Southern California getting all the way up into the upper 80s. Friday, same thing. Saturday, you see the nocturnal cooling and the diurnal warming here as we go into Saturday. And I wanted to show you what's going to happen as we go. Sunday, another warm day. So we go into Monday, notice this frontal system moving down through the northwest. It's really going to cool things off all the way down through Southern California here into next week, and they'll get much more seasonable temperatures on into next week. You can see they don't warm up near as much. And as we jump into the overall map here, here's the GFS. Here's that ridge offshore for us, and you can see that a little bit of a thermal trough showing up here as this system finally starts to break down that ridge on into Sunday evening and Monday morning. You can see the mountain snow showing up here on the map as this makes it all the way down through Nevada and cools things off along the west coast. So here is an upper level look at that same system here, 5,000 feet. You want to see where it comes from. You can see it get pinched off this Arctic air here near the Bering Sea, near the Aleutian Islands there, and as finally starts to swing towards our way here, it gets modified a bit at the surface, so there's no threat of lowland snow, of course, with this. But into Monday morning, you notice that cold air overtakes the entire west coast, cooling off the areas, bringing some nice mountain snows for the western portions of the U.S. So taking a little bit closer look here at 5,000 feet, 850 millibars of what's going on across Pacific Northwest. You can see get some really warm temperatures building up off the California coast there all the way up through southern Oregon. And if we put that into motion, you can see that warm air hangs out there. It's kind of a thermal trough pattern, this strong ridging creating this offshore flow. And this is what we get more commonly in summertime. So this next system is going to be welcome relief from this warmth across the western USA. And you can see this cold air barreling down upon us here Sunday morning into Sunday evening on into Monday morning as it finally makes its way down across the west coast into the Intermountain West through Tuesday morning. So taking a look at a little bit closer at that system here, you can see Thursday, Friday, Saturday, on into Sunday, nice dry days, some pretty good warmth across some areas before the system starts to move through on Sunday night into Monday morning. You can see the convergence zone signature starting to kick up there Monday morning. Some pretty good snowfall amounts through portions of the Cascades of Washington and Oregon. And you can see that snowfall moving into eastern portions also, all the way towards the Rockies there. And if we put this into motion, notice this front goes all the way down through Nevada. Sierra Nevadas get some good snow. So this is a much welcome snowmaker for portions of the mountainous west. And look at this, on the Tuesday morning, that snow keeps lingering through the Oregon Cascades. They really need the snow there for this upcoming spring and summer. So let's see what kind of snow totals we can expect. And we'll put this into motion here. Here we go into Sunday night, and you can see the snows pile up through British Columbia. Washington Cascades starting up through the Oregon Cascades through Monday morning. It gets all the way out to the Rockies. Intermountain West gets their good fair share. Nevada, Sierra Nevadas. And some pretty good totals through the Cascades of Washington and Oregon here. So this is going to be a much needed event. We need several more of these before we get into spring and summer so we can help combat some of this drought issues we have, especially for eastern portions of the state. And taking a closer look here, this is the Canadian again. I was going to look at the Puget Sound convergence zone potential here and putting it into motion here. We've got some good offshore winds going on here through Friday, Saturday, and then you'll see the winds turn southerly in advance of the next system as it comes through here on Sunday afternoon. And then you'll see that convergence zone signature here Monday morning, winds wrapping around the Olympic Mountains from the north and from the south through the Chehalis Gap. And you'll notice this start to make its way down through the Puget Sound here Monday afternoon. This is the potential for a lightning strike or two through the Puget Sound here if the system does come through strong enough. We'll have to look at that because this ridge is pretty strong offshore and it could hold off some of that cold air getting into the region. So we're going to have to watch the strength of the system coming in to just see how powerful this convergence zone is going to be on Monday afternoon. And right now it looks fairly progressive. As you can see, these northerlies making it all the way down past SeaTac on into Monday evening. So let's take a look at the European here. This is last night's run. This is 5,000 feet. Sorry, 10,000 feet, showing the same system here moving through on Sunday night and cooling down the west coast with this nice lobe of cold air at 10,000 feet. And as we go into the extended a little bit here, you can see how we get a bit more cold air piling up over the Gulf of Alaska here. So maybe we'll get some more zonal flow and some more seasonable systems moving through here and help build up our snowpack. And I wanted to show this precipitation value here. Again, we have North America here. Here's precipitation totals. And as we go in, this only goes out 90 hours, but check out the storm track just pointed at southeast Alaska and the south coast of Alaska there. Leaving the Pacific Northwest mainly high and dry. As you can see, those totals continue to pile up there. So you see that through 90 hours, we really get very little precipitation here. So it's going to be a welcome relief with this next system that moves through here on Sunday night to Monday, and hopefully it'll be strong enough to bring some substantial mountain snows. And checking out the temperatures coming up for the next several days, you can see the warmth that we have building up through Sunday. Sunday is probably going to be the warmest day through Seattle. Might even get some upper 50s. And then you can see the cool off coming Monday as this frontal system moves through and we get some colder air aloft, much more seasonable for mid-February. And check out Portland. Friday, Saturday, Sunday could all potentially be into the lower 60s. So enjoy it. Then you can see the frontal system move through and cool us down quite a bit as we go into mid-February. Hopefully it's a sign of things to come. As you can see here, this is Seattle. This is 500 millibar height and 850 millibar temperature here. So you can see after that front, we really cool off here at 5,000 feet and potentially stay down around in that more zonal flow. We're getting cold air and some mountain snow buildup. And some of the runs here on the operational are kind of chilly, so that's a good thing. And here is just the next 4 days looking out. You can see where the frontal system comes in here on into Monday morning. So looking at the long term here for last night, this is the European. Check out that ridge just dominating our weather pattern right now. It's been so persistent, and finally it gets, weakened a little bit as we get that system coming through here on Monday. You can see it nicely as the ridge just builds in quickly behind it. And then another system tries to clip us from the north as this polar lobe tries to bring some action out towards the Yukon and Alaska here, and potentially a more zonal flow, more rainfall, some more mountain snows as we go on into mid and late February here. This would be Monday, February 21st, for example. But that's a positive sign if we want to, for those of you who want to kick this ridge out of here and build up the mountain snows. But it's always lurking out there, so we'll have to watch it. It's been such a persistent feature that, this is going to have to be a daily, something we look at daily to kind of gauge just how strong and resilient this ridge is going to be. And hopefully the system that moves through here on Sunday night into Monday here ends up being as strong as it's advertised right now. So yeah, so some pretty good warmth through Southern California, some pretty warm days coming up for areas, especially Portland, up towards Seattle for a couple days too. And really not much weather to speak about otherwise across the Pacific Northwest. So enjoy these nice days and hope that this system Sunday comes in and brings some good mountain snows and helps alleviate some of the drought concerns. And yeah, and if you guys are going up towards Southeast Alaska or Alaska, heads up on that precip that's come flying in there. The atmospheric river is pointed directly at Southeast Alaska right now, as you can see on the visible satellite. So hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Click like and subscribe to help me out, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks.